them.
Double digits, boys.
Yes, sir. Skate.
All right. So let's just get right into it. So one of the first things that we're going to talk about, we're just going to go over some of this like entertainment news that's been going on. I don't know about y'all, but I used to watch this show a lot when I was a kid and growing up. So I'm pretty excited. The past couple of days I've been watching it. It's the Wayans Bros. It's officially on HBO Max. HBO Max is looking like it's worth that. Yeah, the whole series, bro. I've been watching it. The whole Wayans Bros series is on HBO Max right now, bro.
I know what I'm binging tonight.
I subscribe to HBO Max.
Bro, it's getting worth the money because with this and all these movies, you saw they just put out the little clip of Space Jam 2, the new Mortal Kombat. Denzel got that movie coming out. There's mad movies coming out on HBO Max, so it's definitely worth the price right now because
I was watching Ready Player One.
Player One, yeah. I've seen that shit.
That's a good movie.
It's a good movie. I was watching that too recently. They just added that last week. They're not playing. They got the hits right now. So everybody, if you're trying to watch the Wayans Bros, catch up. You ain't seen it in a while. HBO Max, they got that. Definitely. So moving on, we're gonna jump back into some news that we covered last week. Updated news, the whole YFN Lucci situation. So I don't know if y'all saw, but he actually had a court appearance. Since because of COVID right now, they're doing it through like like how we doing things. And so he basically had a little small mini court hearing or whatever through like a Zoom meeting with his lawyer, the I don't know, I guess like some type of witness, defendant, whatever, and the judge. He was identified. They identified him through Zoom as the driver or the getaway driver of this this drive-by shooting. Yeah, through Zoom, identified him.
I would have had a filter on. It was like, sir, take your filter off.
I'd have been like, nah, I'm messing around with the So, which goes to show you how even you can't run from nothing these days. Even with this Corona thing, seems like they still trying to get people. So, what do y'all think is good? Because we already seen, like we talked about, what's going on with like Y&W Melly, and he has not seen a lot of days since he got locked up for his involvement in this alleged murder. Y'all think it's looking pretty slow for YFN Lucci. I ain't gonna lie. If they identifying you as a shooter,
super slow. I didn't see shooter though. I seen driver.
Driver. They identified him as the driver in this getaway situation.
So, what I seen is that he was a driver and there was passengers, and one of his passengers got shot, and they pushed the dude out the car window.
Yeah. So
either way, bruh's getting jammed up.
That's crazy.
Or he gonna do some serious snitching, which people talk about like he not gonna do that shit. Bro gonna talk. They're gonna talk them years. He gonna start chirping.
I ain't gonna lie. Right now, I think it's a lot of dudes. I think a lot of dudes.
But then again,
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, he want that street credibility. So I don't feel like he gonna be snitching. I feel like he's gonna try and take the street cred like most other niggas do.
Take the L.
Yeah, I think especially these days it's so apparently with these rappers, it's so easy for them to find out when niggas is doing this snitching thing. Like when they're, it is because like they obviously give you a certain amount of years, and then obviously if a dude just gets out and he doesn't serve them years, you're like, how did that happen? So
word
paperwork, boy. So I don't know. We gonna see what's up with YFN Lucci. Pray for Lucci, hopefully. And another thing too was kind of funny about that situation. I don't know if y'all know about this ongoing beef kind of between him and Young Thug. And Young Thug had kind of put out this kind of like Snapchat thing, like, free all niggas because I don't want to see nobody locked up type thing. You know what I mean? Which is an interesting thing how rappers will have this thing, but they have this kind of code when it comes to getting locked up. Like, like no matter who's your enemy, if they get locked up, you're like, oh nah. But
I feel like that's dumb as hell. If you're an op, nigga, you're an op, nigga.
Yeah, but like I don't care if that nigga locked up or not. I'll be lock up the op. Have that nigga locked up, B.
Rather him.
Yeah, I felt like that was something he didn't even have to like say anything. Like he could just been like,
kept it quiet because them niggas definitely some fakeness going on in the rap game, but that's a whole nother thing as usual, like we say. But moving on though, moving on to some sports stuff. Kyrie Irving is, and I want to get y'all opinion on this. Do y'all think? But first, let me explain the situation that just happened with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was just recently. He was fined and lost his shot at I think like an $800K salary or something like that because he was actually went to like a party that I don't think they were being exactly COVID safe at this party, and so they fined him for that. First off, do y'all think that's fair? Y'all think they took it a little bit too far, fining him and forfeiting his salary and all that, or no?
In my opinion, I think they did, man. Like Kyrie, I feel like he's just been gone. He's been missing. You feel me? So you're missing, and they see you at a party, bro. They gonna, even if they don't find you for COVID, they're just gonna find you for just being gone. Like
just for being gone. Yeah.
Professional basketball player. Keep it professional.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's
but you know what it is, P.
Yeah, he definitely.
I was gonna say people become superstars, and they think. I was gonna say that people become superstars. They think they Dennis Rodman. They could just
do whatever, bro.
And come back when they want to.
But I was gonna ask y'all: do y'all think that that's part of like? Do you think his behavior right now and all that is part of him not? You think he likes where he's at? You think he wants to be playing on the Nets and all that? You think he want, because let's keep in mind, I heard Kyrie Irving was the main guy before the whole bubble thing started. He was trying to convince guys not to come back and play during this COVID thing or to start their own league or something like that. So what y'all think? Y'all think he's happy?
When it comes to
that is true.
When it comes to
that is true. That is very true.
Go ahead, Clay. Go ahead, Clay.
Go ahead, EJ. You got it.
All right, yeah. What I was saying is, when it comes to Kyrie, I feel like he just tries to go against the grain or whatever, and he tries to be this leader, and I feel like he tries way too hard. Feel me? Like, bro.
But do you think how he's been acting is leader behavior? Like,
oh, not at all. And he's been tripping ever since.
Hell no.
Ever since he left the Cavs, like he really been tripping. You feel me?
But, all right, correct me if I'm wrong. Did he want to leave the Cavs or no? It was against his will. He wanted to, right?
He wanted to go be his man.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was. He wanted to like separate from LeBron and go, and that has clearly not worked out in his favor. But I mean, we could argue that, like I said, the league had, you know what I'm saying, NBA, this whole COVID thing, a lot of crazy shit's going on. But in my opinion, I feel like this guy, he don't even much want to play basketball no more like that. Like, I feel like
I'm thinking that he's over basketball. Like in my head, that's what it looks like. Like he could care less about basketball. Maybe we're not seeing something, and there's something behind the scenes that, you know what I'm saying, is messing with his headspace and his mental space. Like it don't look like he wants to play ball. Like
not at all. Do y'all think he would have been better off staying put on the Cavs and just riding it out?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Clay?
No.
You don't think so? Why not? Why not?
I was gonna say because one, like for Kyrie's like type of caliber, it's gonna be hard to build a team around him in a smaller market like Cleveland, where you put a LeBron on any team, anybody's willing to go there and make $5 million just to get a ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes to Kyrie, like I just feel like the fact that he's definitely, like you said, not showing himself to be a leader, like I really think that he's not setting an example. And to be quite honest, me personally, I feel like the man probably knew James Harden was coming. Felt like, oh, I'm gonna take this time. My family, whatever. We gonna be good regardless. He probably got that mentality. The nigga's very cocky. The most humble, cocky nigga I've seen in today's age, bro. Like I don't understand how he could be so cocky but yet try to be so humble. Like I don't know.
It's odd, yeah. Like I was telling people like I could understand his like him not wanting to be in the shadow of LeBron and all that, him wanting to quote unquote be his own man. I understand that. But it's like if you in this league to win or to do what you got to do, you know what I mean? Because what did he really do? Like we just stated, he went over there to the Nets and kind of form fool of himself, like Jamaican people would say. It's like he's not really talking much. You know what I'm saying? You're not really saying nothing. You could have at least, I feel like he would have at least been better off staying put. You know what I mean? Like for his career. But if him as a person, if that was the best thing for him, I understand. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
We'll see what he do. But right now, I feel like he's really tripping, man. Like, dog. Dude,
yeah, he tripping.
Somebody, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't even tell the coach. He didn't tell Steve Nash. And I'm hearing, hearing that he didn't want Steve Nash there. You hearing on his podcast that he talking like that him and KD were going to be the coaches and that they didn't necessarily even need a head coach. Like, I don't know where this man head be at. Like his logic.
He said that on his podcast?
On his podcast. This is a while back. He said it on his podcast.
He said that before the season, like right, not too long after Steve Nash got hired. And like I remember Stephen A ripped him for that and was like, it don't matter who's your head coach. You need a head coach. It don't matter who you are. Like every team needs a head coach. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
You watching yourself run up and down the basketball court? No, you need somebody watching you to tell you where you're going wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like
he seemed like he's tripping on some other things right now. Another thing I wanted to get y'all's opinion on, kind of in relation to the whole James Harden trade situation. I think it was Shaquille O'Neal recently who like either he tweeted something or said something on Inside the NBA. That's what they do, right? That's the name of the show, Inside. I think he said something, or he's been alluding to the fact that James Harden kind of did like a punk move, you know what I mean, run into the Nets because he thinks it's just a quick move to try and get a ring, which, hey, maybe it is. But I don't knock nobody from trying to get the best achievement they can in their field, if that makes sense, right? So I think it was either James Harden or somebody. Yeah, it was James Harden who had mentioned, like, he had tweeted out saying basically like, oh, it's kind of messed up how these old dudes that used to be in the NBA just kind of like put us down. I don't want to put a quote. We'll try to probably get it up there, but I don't want to quote him verbatim. But he was basically alluding to the fact that these guys that are commentators now kind of just, you know, shit on these new dudes in every decision that they make. Do y'all think, how y'all feel about that? Y'all think that's true? Y'all think Charles Barkley and Shaq and what's his name, Ernie or whatever his name, and all them niggas on? Do you think they just need to chill and like not, or do you think like this is their job now? This is like what they're supposed to do?
I feel like yeah, it is what they're supposed to do, but they do be tripping with some of the stuff they be saying. You feel me? Like, first of all, Charles Barkley really talk because that nigga ain't got no championship, so he can't talk. He needs to like be silent. Shaq can talk a little bit, but like Shaq, I don't know. He be coming from that old head's point of view where like, oh, this is how I did it, and you know what I'm saying. Nobody gonna do it better than me. Ain't nobody better than me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. I don't know. Them dudes really be saying some crazy stuff up there, but I don't believe he started doing that is a soft move or nothing. You know what I mean? He wanted out of the Houston. I don't think the way he got out of Houston was like a good way. It
wasn't appropriate, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but he probably was like, yo, this is the only way. I'm gonna have to speak out and make, you know what I'm saying, ruffle things up to get out of there.
And that's what I was gonna say, kind of like in James Harden's defense, and even kind of like in KD's defense, and even LeBron's defense, when niggas was, you know, switching teams and everybody getting criticized for doing it. Like, there's so much more talent in the NBA than there was in the early 2000s or in the early 90s. There's so much more talent. The game is played at a much faster pace where you're now relying on 3-point shooting more than you're relying on your defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much more things that have transitioned over time that, like, you can't really be mad at somebody for going to the best opportunity, you know, to get that championship, because nigga, if everybody was spread out, you know what I'm saying, evenly, like how it used to be back when we used to watch, you know, how every team had a star in a sense, it'd be like Russian roulette every fucking year. You know what I'm saying? These players want to know that they can go and win and
compete. Yeah, and they could win. And I think another thing too is like especially as of recently, between, you know, the last couple of years, it's really, as far as rings, has been either Golden State or LeBron type shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think especially when dudes see that LeBron got a ring, they're like, all right, we got to get in the overdrive. We got to dethrone the king. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's why niggas start being, you know what? Not just because of LeBron. Let's not all put it on him, but niggas want to win. Like, they want to get the ring, and they got in there. Everyone knows LeBron is like damn near an immovable force. Like, you can't stop him. So if you got to do what you got to do to at least get into them finals, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to knock you. So it is what it is. So we'll keep posted on that and see what happens with the NBA and these old heads and these new heads. But moving on to the big boy news, we got some time left, so we're gonna go into that. Definitely we want to talk about this vaccine. I don't think the vaccine situation is something that we really like spoke about a lot. So first off, let me get y'all. First off, EJ, what you think you getting these vaccines anytime soon or not? I think we did talk about this. We did, right? I think we mentioned.
Get on it, and man, I can't even say nothing bad about it, 'cause my mom just got the vaccine, so I'm like, damn, I can't even fucking.
Shit,
bro. So she just got it, and I actually have been kind of like monitoring her. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, seeing if she's going through any side effects or feeling any type of way, but she's been good so far. You know what I'm saying, like, all prayers up that she stays well, but she's been good so far. Nothing crazy. You know what I mean? She said she felt like just real bad arm soreness, but other than that, it's been well.
Yeah, that's normal from getting a shot usually. But
yeah.
I'm not saying I'm going
to say that's normal, but
because I've seen everybody has different reactions. So I'm still kind of on and off about it, but
my thing is, though, I don't knock anybody who wants to go get it, but I don't think we should put down anyone who's still kind of skeptical about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you feel, Clay? Would you on it right now? You think you go get it, or?
Well, my job hasn't said anything to me yet about having to get it. So I'm tiptoeing, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
definitely I'm looking into it, but you know what I'm saying, still kind of playing it safe. Same with, my mom, she kind of was lucky enough to be given the option, they didn't pressure her at her job to take it or not. So, I mean, I'd say just tiptoe, man. If
Tiptoe.
you have to take it, obviously, because everybody wants to travel and live normal again, which is probably the more reason why I would take the vaccine. But I'm gonna give it some time, man, and make sure they got it right.
Yeah, I don't think
Because
there's nothing
what I'm
wrong with
saying,
giving it
hearing
some
different
time.
types of news and
Yeah, ain't nothing
yeah,
wrong
what I'm
with
saying.
giving it some time.
It's how I feel about it is it's gonna affect everybody differently. You know what
It
I mean?
is,
And
which is
just don't know. So it's like you
yeah.
wanna kind of just tailor it off of how people reacted to it, just different people, and see what their side effects were, and just kind of just keep your eye on it. That's the way I'm putting it right now.
Yeah, because which is one of the reasons why I brought it up, because allegedly, apparently, in the liberal, what I call the liberal news, which is like far left news in my opinion. I'm not gonna say no exact names of what I consider the liberal news, but the liberal news hasn't really been reporting that allegedly 23 people in Norway died after taking this vaccine, and they're claiming that it's from side effects of the vaccine. Which, if it was like 2-3 people, I could understand it not being talked about. But I think 23 is a good enough number if you know for sure that is what led to them passing away, for you to bring it up in the media. So, but then again, there's things about it that's kind of also skeptical to me, because it's like, how are all these 20 people just with the Norway? You know what I'm saying? The Norway, because this could clearly be some sort of branch of whatever the Norway vaccine is. I don't know if this is. Do y'all know? Is everyone getting literally the same vaccine, like nationwide around the world type thing? Or
from what I understand, no, there's different strains of it. There's brands of it. I would say there's different brands of it. And from what I heard about the 23 people who allegedly passed away in Norway, for the most part, they were people who were over the age of 80 and had underlying either chronic diseases or underlying diseases, and the vaccine pretty much just like wiped them and just finished them, sort of, you know what I'm saying, just to
see, that's the interesting thing. They don't report certain things, you know what I'm saying, especially earlier on, because what I read didn't really say anything about they didn't lie, but they kind of alluded. They didn't, you know what I'm saying, they left out the age, or you know what I'm saying, the kind of vaccine they got. They just was like, 23 passed away from side effects of the COVID vaccine in Norway, and they kind of just went into like where they got the vaccine at and how they ended up getting it, you know what I mean? So because I heard right now, it's not even like you can't just walk into like a clinic and get it, right? Like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, nah, you got to schedule an appointment with
a
specific doctor. Yeah,
I heard around here though, they're doing what do you call it? Like nurses and
like people that need it first,
that need it first, teachers and all that. That's who can get it first. That's what that's legit on it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, just like reflected on the shit we were talking about before, I think someone interviewed Charles Barkley recently, and he you gotta listen to the shit because it's hilarious, but he stated, like, they were asking him, like, Charles Barkley, which I don't, you shouldn't ask Charles Barkley certain shit, but they're like, Charles Barkley,
nope.
who do you think is the people that should be getting the vaccine? And Charles Barkley basically said only people need to get that vaccine right now is basketball players and other sports players. He literally says this. Like, you can go look up the interview, and Charles Barkley is like, no, forget the women and children. Charles Barkley says the people that need to get this vaccine right now is the professional sports players of America. They're the people that we need to look out for first with this vaccine. That's what Charles Barkley said. I think they need to distribute it to them first, and then we worry about the other people.
No way he could have been serious, bro. There's no
way.
He
was dead ass, bro. Listen to the interview when you get off. Like, he will be like, and the dude interviewing him was like acting like, oh yeah, like, well, he's like, yeah, like he was being serious. Like, you know, when you think when someone's gassing you to say some dumb shit, like, can they know you? He's like, yeah, you know, the ball players, they need it first, and the football players, I was gonna say them next. I'm like,
Charles Barkley's a dumb nigga, so
he really is. He not too up there with the intelligence. I'll tell you that. All right. So anyway, interesting episode. We're not done yet. We got a little something else I wanna talk about real quick before we close it out. I think we got some time. Recently in the news, in the news, or I don't think we've been seeing it as much as we could in the news, which is also what we're going to talk about. There's this whole situation with this girl. I guess you pronounce her name, Maya Ponsetto. I don't know if y'all ever have read into it at all lately or seen anything about it. You've seen it, yeah, you know, so you know what's up. Keon Harrell Jr., his dad actually happens to be a pretty prominent jazz musician. He's won even a couple of Grammys. So anyone real quick, I'm gonna run through if you don't know the situation. Keon is obviously, or not so obviously, he's black. Him and his dad is also black. They were at basically a fancy hotel in New York City recently. I think it was around New Year's or New Year's Eve. A young girl who at first people, were presuming, saying that she was white, which, I mean, everyone who watched the video thought she was. She accused Keon Jr. of stealing her cell phone somehow, that he had her cell phone. She made a big scene in the hotel lobby, got security involved, hotel managers involved, trying to get Keon, his father, to give up this phone, telling the hotel managers. She went as far as to even attacking Keon Jr. I think the kid's, he's like 16 or so. He's not even an adult. Went as far as to attacking him, trying to get the phone back because she swore the phone was in his pocket. Couple hours later, the phone was delivered to the hotel in an Uber that the girl was in, where she had actually left the phone.
Yep.
So she's been arrested, obviously.
Fucking idiot.
And the charge.
Every time I hear the story, bro, that's what comes to my head.
Yeah, like literally, that's
what I hear.
That's like them, because in so many ways, this young woman is clearly not in the right state of mind. But she's been arrested, and the charge obviously was not racism, because racism is not a charge in America, obviously. But she was charged for assaulting this kid. Because, like I said, if you watch the video, she literally like attacks him, like jumps on him to get his phone, right? So, what she thought was her phone, because I want to make that clear. She thought this kid literally had her phone. I don't know if she was intoxicated or not. I think they said they tested her for intoxication and she wasn't. But this girl does, for the record, have a history of DUIs, run-ins with the police, lying about she's not a person who's clearly 100% there. She did an interview with that lady, Gail. I forget what her last name is, but she did an interview, basically tried to shut that lady up and say that this wasn't a big deal. I apologize. Like, she clearly doesn't even understand the intensity of the situation, right? Before we even get into that, the situation, I want to get y'all's opinion on the situation. I want to get y'all opinion on this. When this came out, I read about it, I think the day after. It seemed pretty serious to me, because I feel like that's a really messed up thing to do. It's obviously racist. It's obviously very insane. And the kid's a kid at the end of the day. He's not even an adult man. His dad was with him, thankfully, because Lord knows what could have happened if his dad wasn't there. But it seems like once it was kind of found out in the media and in the world that this girl wasn't really black. That this girl wasn't really white. She's allegedly, I think, Puerto Rican is what she's claiming. It seemed like this kind of just like slowly kind of disappeared and people wasn't talking about it. So my question to y'all is, because I feel, my personal opinion is that if Shorty was white and it was confirmed that she was a straight blonde-haired, especially blue-eyed white lady, this would be a big thing. I think the Black Lives Matter movement, black people in general, I think liberal media, CNN, I think they would be making a way bigger deal about this thing if this girl was actually white. So my question to y'all, and y'all could, EJ, you can go first. Claire, I want to hear you after. Do y'all think that within the black community or black culture, when we find out that discrimination happens within our culture, do we kind of play it down and ignore it and act like it's not really a thing? You think that's true, EJ?
Oh yeah, I do believe that's true. You're right. There's definitely discrimination in the culture, and I mean, we're fighting against one thing, police brutality, and I feel like, honestly, my opinion, I feel like we've done some work. Like, there's been some good coming out of what we're doing, fighting against it, right?
Right.
But I believe that we also do need to work on the community as well. As a community, as African Americans, black minorities, Hispanic, whatever, as a whole community, we all need to work on when it comes to colorism and just different discriminations that we have in our community. It needs to be worked on. So I do believe it is an issue, and that is
an issue. Clay, what do you think? You think we kind of play this shit down, that we need to start thinking more about it?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I'm in a way, I'm kind of glad we're really talking about this, because it's not just people who are Caucasian who are looked at as racist. You know what I'm saying? You could be racist and be someone who's black, and you know what I'm saying, you racist against another culture, like someone who's Mexican or Japanese or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be racist no matter what color of your skin is, and that's what this shows. You know what I'm saying? And just like EJ said, man, we gotta work on bettering each other in the community, because what makes it even worse is that you got blacks who shame other blacks. You know what I'm saying? And and we need to stick together, man. We need to show each other more love, for real.
For real. Like, to me, I think like it's like, you know, like to me, it's not so much about what you are. It's more so like how you was raised and what you align with. Because whether or not, like even with this girl, if we want to use her as an example, whether or not she's Puerto Rican, she clearly was not raised like with black culture or was having respect for black people or black culture, because she was very quick to assume this like 16-year-old kid that was a black kid in the lobby of an expensive hotel had her phone for God knows what reason. How he would have got the phone. Like she swore that phone in his hand was her phone. And obviously, if there was even a 17-year-old white kid in that lobby, she wouldn't have done the same thing to that kid. So there lies the problem. Exactly like it's more so your attitude and like how you know what you believe in and what you was raised on and stuff like that is the problem. But like EJ was even saying, and like you were saying, is like I think it's true. I think we definitely like when thing is within our culture, when it's negative, we kind of just turn a blind eye to it because we're like, all right, you know what I'm saying, we're not gonna. Because, you know, I mean, we all know black on black crime clearly does happen. You know, gang niggas kill other gang niggas, whatever.
Around the time when people are talking about black on black crime, there's a lot of people saying there's no such thing as black on black crime, but
no,
such thing as black on black crime.
No.
And the first place that we're gonna be able to take care of these things is in our community, man. We all need to put a higher standard to the black community and the African American community and the minorities. We all need to put a higher standard for ourselves, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's where it's gonna start to take care of all those things.
Right. And if we can't change the people within our community that like Maya, Paceto, whatever her name is, that are gonna be like this, we at least got to start holding them accountable, just as we do the people outside of our race that give us discrimination. Because at the end of the day, this is discrimination. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether she wants to claim now that she's really a minority and she's a Puerto Rican or whatever, you clearly was racial discrimination to this kid. So that there is the actual problem, you know what I mean? And if people like her are going to do that, whether they're Puerto Rican or they're black or whatever, we got to start like making it the same noise that we make about the other issues, because it has to be about more than just like, oh, it's us against white people or it's us against the government. It's us against Republicans or whatever. Like, nah, it should be us against discrimination. Word, literally, keep that same energy. It needs to be us against discrimination, period. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the thing that I kind of, one of the things that I respect at least about the whole kind of like the whole gay movement or the trans movement or whatever. As much as I don't really understand that lifestyle, I respect that they just don't fuck with discrimination against them, period. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't selective about it. They like, nigga, if you don't like us, we gonna make it known. You know what I mean? Like, and if black people started, don't just get mad when white people do stuff to us, bro. Like, come on, like hold all these niggas responsible, niggas included. Like everybody that's discriminating, hold
niggas included.
Like for real.
Yeah, because black on black crime gonna start. Black on black crime always starts with black on black hate.
Word, that's a fact. Like,
so when niggas say show love, man, you gotta show.
And 90% of the time, especially with niggas, you know, hating over like stupid things, like you know what I mean, especially shit, like material shit. Because like I said, if you want to even talk about this situation, let's say Shorty really, really thought this kid had her phone. She didn't have to make it that. Like, you know, there's so much other ways you can go about dealing with that situation than tackling a 16-year-old kid and his dad.
Daddy was right there.
But again, like I said, like him, his mom, his dad was like, yo, if we wasn't there, this kid, they probably would have called the cops. They would have, because if you look at the videos, the managers are actually telling them like, oh, give us the phone. We need to check it. Like, what? Like, how would this be her phone? Like, stupid, bro. It's crazy. And all that too. And you even see like, even with that situation, it's kind of the same follow my mentality as the Trump supporters, and shit. It's kind of like, oh, this person said this happened, so it must be true.
And this black kid took her phone, so it must be true. Crazy, stupid motherfuckers.
Oh my God. Anyway, with that, that's episode 10. If y'all want to say anything, I'm gonna give y'all the floor to say what y'all got to say, but I don't have anything else. So, what y'all got? Anything?
Yeah, we can end it off here. I'm just gonna say, Black community, we just got to change for the better. Hold ourselves at a higher standard, and let's just keep moving forward and moving up.
Please, Clay.
Yeah, man, we gotta definitely set ourselves at a higher standard and move it on up. And to kind of end it on a little bit positive too, I wanted to ask y'all, because I know y'all didn't get a chance to really watch the football games like that.
Right.
But out of the Bucks, Packers, the Chiefs, and the Bills, you know, New York in the playoffs this year, who y'all think gonna take it?
Man, Tom Brady is the GOAT, so I'm going with the Bucks.
As much as I
fuck Tom Brady.
Yeah, like it's like I don't even want to like give that man props like that, but he seems to be like you can't stop him, bro. Like I don't know why, but
the fact that his name is in the
I mean, I won't be surprised.
It's crazy. The fact that his name
that is true.
Conversation. So I'm not voting against him, because miraculously he'll come up on top, and I'm gonna lose my bet.
Yeah, I ain't gonna bet against him.
Man, I'm running with New York. I got my Buffalo Blue on today. Get your blessed tee. And
Facts.
I know Sean gonna want us to say this for him. So if the Bills don't make it, at least show the Packers some love.
Okay. Word. The Pack. Yeah, that's going. I'm definitely say that. Definitely the Packers. If it's not New York, please make it be the Packers. Because I really don't think Tom Brady needs any. I think he's good. Like,
let Aaron Rodgers get it. Let Aaron Rodgers get one.
I think Tom Brady's good for right now. But anyway, that's Pop-Up, episode 10. Everybody, thank you. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing if you do, because I know some of y'all don't. But if you do, thank you. And if you don't, please consider it. Have a nice day. Everybody be safe and all that.